Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for our today's regular Friday Bhagavad Gita sessions. Last week, somehow I was in train going to some state. It was quite late, and then I had to join in the train itself. And I think last time Chaitanya Agarwal Prabhu spoke on this section, 10 verses before this, in the second chapter, where the principle of acting for Krishna is being emphasized. Act for Krishna and there's no reaction in your life. If you act for yourself, you find you get into complications of good things and bad things. But if you act for Krishna, that means you do things for his pleasure, and you whatever results you get, you credit to Krishna. You credit the good result, the positive results to Krishna, and you any wrong things happened, then you take some input of step of improving it, steps to improve it, learning lessons from our wrong things. In this way, we do work for Krishna, and in this way, we try to improve in our lifestyle, in pleasing Krishna and working for Krishna more and more. So I will little bit brief at the end of our during our discussion in today's session also. But today we have a very special devotee with us, Manoj Kumar Gupta Prabhu, Madhava Sundar Das. Somehow I find very much great inspiration and affection for this man. He happened to be the one who, in my own beginning of my life as a brahmachari, in my service to Srila Prabhupada Mission in Calcutta, he is the one man who always stood as a counselee, or you can say as a mentee, or whatever you call it. But he was always a great support. My aspirations to serve my spiritual master and to serve Srila Prabhupada Mission at Calcutta played a very crucial role. And somehow I used to take a lot of investment in associating with him. He has a very deep devotional dealings which he does that are very attractive, and many devotees can vouch for it. The way he deals with the other devotees, and he took a training of a brahmacharya for 2 years in ashram life. Even now, all brahmacharis remember him. Even till they remember the way he served and the way he expanded the book distribution. Even now, people are taking what do you call their Hare Krishna. So I was mentioning about him, Madhav Sundar Prabhu. So in this way, I have seen Prabhuji played a very crucial role, at least in my life. But added a great value to many lives. And he's in a profession of max faculty. Na, Prabhu, you're a max faculty. Yes, he's a max faculty. He took a great step in his life to be in the beginning part of the establishment of Partha in Calcutta and touched many youths. Even now, many of the youths who passed out and they are in different IITs or colleges, still they remember him. They to Calcutta, few boys came to Calcutta and they remembered to temple in Calcutta and they remembered him very much. And after that, now he's in the award of Lord Srinivasa, Balaji, at the lotus feet of Lord Balaji, serving along with his very dynamic and very simple wife. Right now, she is at mother's house. So both of them as a couple, they made a very amazing beginning of their married life, and hope he will take a more wonderful steps in serving Prabhupada mission. So we have him, and his depth of knowledge, his desire to study deeply the scriptures is very amazing. He's only trying to figure out the time for it. So now let us hear from Prabhu. This section where now Krishna is continuing establishing the principle of doing everything for Krishna only, for Lord's pleasure. Is basically speaking about the Bhakti Yoga very prominently. Who will be hearing this verse number? Second chapter, verse number 40. Okay. 40, yeah? 40 to 49, I suppose. Huh? Yes, now you're speaking. You can go for around 15 minutes or so.
Okay. Hare Krishna. So I'm very thankful that Prabhuji has somehow given this opportunity, not regular in this. Somehow by this day I am there. Speak something. I also not understood Bhagavad Gita. Just trying to figure out understand.
Prabhuji, you are not audible. Probably you have to unmute your mic.
Actually, your voice is very low.
My voice is very low.
Very low. Maybe mic or something else.
I will remove my earphone. Am I audible now? Better?
Yeah.
Now better?
Yes, bro. You are now. You want the screen should be shared or you will be sharing a screen?
Screen doesn't just I'll speak.
You are going to verse after verse? Should I show the verse?
As you say, yeah, verse after verse I will go then.
Okay, then I will show the verses here. Then you can just you may not speak the shloka there. You can just read the translation if you want. Otherwise, you can speak your points.
One or two shloka just I will speak. Like that.
Yes.
Okay. Somebody
Prabhu, you can start it. You can start it. I will share.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu, for inspiring me. Actually, Prabhu in temple, he is the person who was with me like always and inspiring me. Today also Prabhuji told so many things, but he is the person from day one, from college days with me. Each and every small thing, whatever good, the bad, I used to share with him everything. So then I used to get guidance, what to do, what not to do. I'm very grateful for that. Now from many days, I am not regular in this. I also want to somehow or other, I'm figuring it out. I'm trying to do morning time, that priority. I'm trying to do morning Mangal Aarti and chanting. More this I have to do. I have great desire. I want to. Now this, I got this service, Ramadipur told me, so from last 2 days, I am reading these 9 verses again and again, trying to understand so that at least something. So that desire is there, but now I have to become more sincere. Obviously, becoming lazy. So maybe all of you pray, then I can become. Laziness is very difficult. Okay, so verse number 40. Neha bhikramana susti pratyayaro na vidyati swalpamapi yasya dharmasya tayate mahato bhayat. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. So till now, basically in brief, first of all, this Bhagavad Gita, what we are reading, Hare Krishna, this Bhagavad Gita, what we are reading is very transcendental book. It is said that whatever is not there in any other scripture and whatever is there in any other scripture, everything is there in Bhagavad Gita. So this Bhagavad Gita is so huge. It is so vast. So transcendental science is given in this Bhagavad Gita. What Krishna spoke is there in Bhagavad Gita. And about Krishna is given in Srimad Bhagavatam. So these two books are very much recommended by Srila Prabhupada to read us again and again. So coming to this verse, just I will say, summarize what is happening in chapter 1. Basically, in chapter 1, Arjuna is telling to Krishna, please take me and show me who all are there to fight with me. Then as soon as Arjuna sees his relatives and friends and his gurus and his grandfathers, he's bewildered. And he then he gives 5 reasons to Krishna that why he doesn't want to fight. And then afterwards, all of you know that how the first chapter is like that, how Arjuna is giving his reasons that he doesn't want to fight. And then in second chapter, till now Arjuna was doing friendly talks with Krishna. In chapter 2, Arjuna surrendered to Krishna and made him his guru. He told, now I'm confused, I don't know what to do. You please instruct me. You are my guru. Whatever you say, I will follow. So then Krishna is instructing him what to do. Then Krishna is telling him about this yoga. So basically, if you talk of Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavad Gita has, as we know, we have 18 chapters, and then first 6 is talking of Karma Yoga. Then in between we have the Bhakti Yoga, and the last 6 verses are talking of the Jnana Yoga. So this first 6 chapters are basically talking of Karma Yoga. Then Krishna is telling to Arjuna that how we should do, as Prabhuji was telling, last 10 verses are covered by Prabhuji. So in that all verses, then Krishna is telling that how we should do work, but then for the pleasure of Krishna. Whatever Krishna is telling, we should try to do work. So Karma Yoga means, again in Karma Yoga, there are different levels. As we will go ahead, we'll try to understand. So in this verse, what Krishna is telling, that in this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. This means, as we say always, that if we practice Krishna consciousness, Srila Prabhupada is telling, if we practice Krishna consciousness in this life, 50% in the next life, this 50% is saved. Nobody can disturb us. And we will be starting Krishna consciousness from 51%. So what Srila Prabhupada is telling in this purport, that how any material activity we do, whatever we do, if we leave it in between, it is lost. Again, we have to start from beginning. Like for example, I will give you some examples. When I speak, I'll speak some purport and then some examples and then some personal, whatever like this, I will try to speak. Like recently now our big building is being constructed left side of our house, a big 5-floor building is being constructed. So what happened? They dug hole for the foundation. Big hole was dug. And next day rain came. So what happened? All the foundation, what they dug was all filled with water. So gone. If they are not serious, I mean to say anything happens, that is not eternal. Dug means it's not, it will be dug eternal. They have to start again, they have to start the work. Again, they have to take out the water and the mud, what went inside. So this means in the material field of activities, it's not that wherever you stop, you can start it again. In between, so many things can happen. It's not guaranteed. That's what Srila Prabhupada is telling. But in spiritual, whatever we do has a permanent effect. It is saved in our permanent bank account and we can directly start from where we left. Like in this life, if we have completed something, then next life, what then Krishna is telling? Even if we lost our life, the next life, Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, we will be born in an aristocratic family, or we may be born as a Brahmana, in a Brahman family. Why? Because in these two families, Krishna will give us again an opportunity. If we are having already so much of money in aristocratic family, maybe we'll be inspired that, okay, we don't require money, so maybe just give all time to Krishna. And another option is we are in Brahmana family, Vaishnava family, then more spiritual activities are there. Chances are there that again we can practice Krishna consciousness. Obviously, that free will is there that time also. Best is if we can complete our devotional service in this life, but then Krishna is giving us a chance. Even if we are not able to complete next life, we are given a chance. And once we start, then we start from that percentage. So many examples are there in front of us, like Ajamila. Ajamila, because he was already devotional from beginning, obviously in between he got distracted, but that all helps. Again, he came back to line, and how he perfected his life so wonderfully. Bharat Maharaj took 3 lives. Okay, first life he completed, then that devotion was there in his heart, even in the form of deer. And then automatically, then in the next life, in Jad Bharat, and then he went back to Godhead. So these all examples prove what Srila Prabhupada is telling. One more line which I liked in this purport is what Prabhupada is telling. And then Christians, they say, now what profit a man if again the whole world yet suffers the loss of his eternal soul? You can lose everything. You lose your soul and you gain everything in this material world. What is the use? Correct? Like recently, I was seeing a small video of this little Bhagwat. All of you must be seeing one little Gurukul boy. So many videos is viral. 3-year-old kid speaking of Bhagavad Gita. His father is asking, so Bhagavad Prabhu, who is the greatest Tyagi? So that's what Prabhupada is telling. Greatest Tyagi means sometimes like he's telling greatest. We are like small Tyagis. Greatest Tyagi who has, I mean, left God only. जो भगवान को ही त्याग दिया है. He is the greatest Tyagi. So in this verse, Srila Prabhupada is mostly focusing on that how anything you begin do, you have to just start from there. The first line of the purport, activity in Krishna consciousness or acting for the benefit of Krishna without expectation of sense gratification is the highest transcendental quality of work. So what Krishna is telling, I mean to say what Prabhupada is telling in this, we have to work in Krishna consciousness without expectation of sense gratification. As soon as you talk of without expectation, this means here they are talking of Nishkama. We don't want anything. There is like one is Kama, Sakama Karma Yoga, and one is Nishkama Karma Yoga. So here, Krishna is talking of Nishkama Karma Yoga. This means we don't want anything in return. We just do it as our duty. That is what is focused in this next 9-10 verses we'll be talking of. Mostly they are talking of Nishkama Karma Yoga. Do for the pleasure. So what these verses are focusing, mostly Krishna is telling to Arjuna, just do for my pleasure. I am telling, so do. That is what is the purport. I mean, this is the conclusion of these verses in this study. That's what I understand. At last, Prabhuji, please correct me. I will speak for 15 minutes, whatever here and there I spoke. So this is what Krishna is telling in this. Next verse, text 41. Vyavasayatmika buddhi reke kurunandana bahusakha ivantasya cha buddhayo vyavasayina. Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many branched. So here most important what Srila Prabhupada is focusing upon is Vyavasatmika Buddhi. What is Vyavasatmika Buddhi? Vyavasatmika Buddhi, Srila Prabhupada is telling about the Vyavasatmika Buddhi. So we just put the words also on the screen, you can see. So Vyavasatmika Buddhi means, basically Srila Prabhupada is defining that how strong faith in Krishna consciousness. Strong faith that this Krishna consciousness is the ultimatum. And this will only elevate us to the highest perfection of life is called Vyavasatmika Buddhi. One pointed attention to achieve this goal is known as Vyavasatmika Buddhi. That faith that this is the only thing is Vyavasatmika Buddhi. So my dear devotees, in this verse, what Srila Prabhupada is telling, just to summarize, as you go ahead, if you read the purport, Prabhupada is telling that how in this world also we have so many obligations. We are debted to so many people. We have to do so many things in terms of nationality, humanity, relationships with our friends, relatives. But Srila Prabhupada is telling all these are subordinate to serving Krishna. He is telling that if we serve Krishna, then all other material obligations are not bound to us. Yes, we have to do whatever basic needs. That is okay. But Prabhupada is telling we are not bound to. If we serve Krishna, our goal is fulfilled. We don't have any other material obligations to really fulfill in that sense. So Srila Prabhupada is telling the resolute purpose of a person in Krishna consciousness is based on knowledge. Then why Prabhupada is telling the Krishna? Because Krishna, again, Prabhupada is giving a perfect example again. Why? Because Krishna is the root. If we water the roots, then automatically all the shoots and leaves and everything will be flourished so nicely. So this is the best example what Srila Prabhupada is giving. Another example we know Prabhupada gives in different places of the stomach and all the different parts of the body. These are so small. Example looks like, but very wonderful example. In Srimad Bhagavatam, the verses come where explain these verses very nicely. Then Prabhupada is telling them how to practice Krishna consciousness, how to do service in Krishna consciousness under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. That is very important. If we take a bona fide spiritual master under his guidance, we do the Krishna consciousness, automatically we will be uplifted in Krishna consciousness and we can achieve our goal. That's why Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is like telling in Mangal Arati, he's singing, he's giving the verse, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, by the mercy of spiritual master only we can uplift ourselves, we can get the prasad, Bhagavad prasad. Without the mercy of spiritual master, we cannot get Krishna. Let us go to the next verse, 42nd and 43rd. In this verse, what is the translation? I will read the translation. Men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities or elevation to heavenly planets, resultant good birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say that there is nothing more than this. So here, what is of talked of? Here it is talked of fruitive activity, flowery word of the Vedas. And they are telling in the last verse, Bhoga Aishwarya, being desirous of some gratification, opulent life, they say that there is nothing more than this. They are more believing in Bhoga and Aishwarya. So in the first paragraph of this purport, Prabhupada, this first line and last line I will read. These two are important. People in general are not very intelligent, and due to their ignorance, they are most attached to the fruitive activities recommended in the Karma Kanda portions of the Vedas. What Prabhupada is telling? We are attached. Okay, yeah. So in this, the first line, Prabhupada is telling people in general are not very intelligent, and due to their ignorance, they are most attached to the fruitive activities recommended in the Karma Kanda portions of the Vedas. Why we are attached? Because we want fruitive activities, correct? Yes. So we want the fruitive activities. So if you want fruitive activities, then we are attracted to this principles of Karma Kanda. Why? Because if you do this, we'll get this. If you will do this, we'll get this, correct? Similarly, in the last paragraph of the first verse, what Prabhupada is telling? As fools are attached to the flowers of poisonous trees. So wonderful analogy Prabhupada has given. As the fools are attached to the flowers of poisonous trees without knowing the results of such attractions, unenlightened men are similarly attracted by such heavenly opulence and the sense enjoyment thereof. Yes. What Srila Prabhupada is telling? This means he's telling that this what we are trying to aspire for. This fruitive activities, this is like poison. This is like poison. Why? Because that is making us away from Krishna. This Bhoga and Aishwarya will make us away from Krishna. Why Krishna is telling Bhoga Aishwarya? Again, next verse, again Bhoga Aishwarya is coming. This Bhoga and Aishwarya is connected to the next verse again. Why? Because in the first, before this verse, what Srila Prabhupada is telling? What Krishna is telling? He is telling Vyavasatmika Buddhi, one-pointed attention in Krishna consciousness. Now in this verse, Bhoga Aishwarya are the distractions in Krishna consciousness. That's what is being talked of. Because of Bhoga and Aishwarya, we have a desire for Bhoga and Aishwarya. Because of that, the problem is we want to enjoy. That is the Bhoga. And we want to become opulent. Everything we require is opulent. So these two are hindrances in Krishna consciousness. These two are hindrances in Krishna consciousness. Let us see the next verse where Prabhupada is telling in great detail about Bhoga Aishwarya. Bhoga Aishwarya prasaktanam taya parhita teshetasam vyavasatmika buddhi tama bhavana vidyate. So my dear devotees, here what Prabhupada is telling, what Krishna is telling. In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. This means what? Bhoga and Aishwarya are the hindrances in bhakti. Bhoga and Aishwarya is not for living entities. Bhoga and Aishwarya is for Krishna. It is so perfectly we can understand how, like for example, we have 3 times Bhoga. We don't eat Bhoga. We eat Prasad. Bhoga is for Krishna. If we do Bhoga, which we are actually doing, then we suffer. This we have seen in this material world. If we enjoy, try to enjoy, and we are not the real enjoyers, we will suffer. If we give the same enjoyment to Krishna, then we'll be very happy. So Bhoga and Aishwarya is for whom? Is for Krishna. All the opulence for Krishna, all the Bhoga for Krishna. We first offer the Bhoga to Krishna, then that becomes Prasad. That we are supposed to take. That is in terms of eating, everything like that. All the Bhoga for Krishna, and then it becomes Prasad. And that is how we can enjoy. By taking Prasadam, we can enjoy. Whatever left remnants are there of Krishna, devotees enjoy like that, not by taking Bhoga. Bhoga and Aishwarya is taking is sin. Correct? Taking Bhoga and Aishwarya is again, it is like without offering to Krishna, we can't take. Yes? Like for example, if any opulence is there to Krishna, then automatically that opulence comes to devotees also. I remember we were staying in temple, we stay in simple 1 room now, 2 room. Staying in temple is like whole, so building is ours. That is opulence. Krishna is keeping us. So like that. That is offered to Krishna that we are doing. Again, the goal is to serve Krishna. Goal is not our pleasure. Goal is Krishna's pleasure. That's what we are trying to understand from this verse. Next verse, Sraya Gunya Vishaya Veda Nishtray Gunyo Bhavarjuna Nirdvanto Nitya Sattvasto Niryoga Shema Atma. The Vedas deal mainly with the subject of the three modes of material nature. Okay. O Arjuna, become transcendental to these three modes, be free from all dualities and from all anxieties for gain and safety, and be established in the self. In brief, for every verse, I'm telling you one, two lines. So what Krishna is telling in this verse? Krishna is actually telling in this verse for us to uplift. Krishna is telling to Arjuna, we have to uplift from the modes of passion, ignorance, and goodness. You have to uplift ourselves from the three modes. We have to rise beyond these three modes. That is what we have to. We have to rise above these three modes. Like, for example, in the last verse, Prabhupada is talking about the Karma Kanda section where we do fruitive activities. I mean to say, you do religious sacrifices and all those things in Vedas for fruitive activities. As soon as you want to do this religious activities or fruitive works like that, religious activities where it is involved in Vedic Karma Kanda, then automatically they will be involved in the three gunas, either in mode of goodness or in mode of passion or in mode of ignorance. That's why, you know, Srila Vyasadeva made like 18 Puranas he had made for mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. For all different levels of people like that. So that is for depending upon the level of the people, that is how it is given. But actually speaking, ideally, you have to rise above the three modes. That's what Krishna is telling here. You have to rise above the Karma Kanda. Like in the purport in the second line, I think, if you read, the Vedas deal mostly with fruitive activities to gradually elevate the general public from the field of sense gratification to a position on the transcendental plane. So Krishna is telling to Arjuna, oh, become transcendental now. Don't be in these three modes. Krishna is telling to Arjuna to become transcendental, act transcendentally, not in the modes. Because this means basically both he's telling to do bhakti in one sense. Why? Because bhakti is beyond all three modes. If we talk of karma and jnana, they will be tainted with the three modes of material nature, either goodness, passion, or ignorance. Bhakti actually means pure bhakti is above three modes. And all of us know that how bhakti is above the jnana and karma. Like, if we read the last paragraph of this purport, last paragraph, Prabhupada is writing one more very important point. One has to learn tolerance in the face of dualities such as happiness and distress, or cold and warm. And by tolerating such dualities, become free from anxieties regarding gain and loss. This transcendental position is achieved in full Krishna consciousness when one is fully dependent on the good of Krishna. Like Prabhupada explains that how we may be like doing some work in passion and ignorance or whatever, we may be doing in passionately work. But if even if you do work in passion in the sense for Krishna, because we are doing for Krishna, that is not in modes, that becomes transcendental. That's what Prabhupada explains. Anything we do for Krishna, that becomes transcendental. So that's why we have to act for Krishna. That's why here Krishna is saying to Arjuna, you act for me. You will not get any karma. You will be beyond the modes. You will not be in the three modes. So bhakti is above three modes. Next verse. Yavan artha utapati sarvata sanklo kudake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijnanata. All purposes served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purposes of the Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them. So what Krishna is telling? Basically, he is telling like this. Like, for example, we give the example like in this, what he's telling is the purpose of the Vedas is more important. The essence of the Vedas is more important than reading all the Vedas. This whole line, what Krishna is telling is, similarly, all the purpose of the Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind it. Like if somebody is having ocean, he doesn't require river, I mean to say, small water body. I mean, if somebody is having the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, He doesn't require any other mantra. That is what the meaning is. Because in Hare Krishna mantra, all the mantras are automatically there. Okay, so that's how Krishna is telling. If somebody knows the purpose of the Vedas, he need not read all the Vedas. He does not require all the Vedas and all the Karma Kanda. Why? If you read the purport of this verse, Prabhupada is telling many things. Prabhupada is telling, even if we take whole life, we can't complete all the Vedas, right? Very difficult to complete and then read and understand all the Vedas and then what fruitive activities, so many things. Prabhupada has made it so simple. Just read Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, the crest jewel of all the scriptures. And then what is written in the Bhagavad and Bhagavatam, that also Prabhupada has made it so simple. What Prabhupada is writing in this only purport, Prabhupada is writing that how the ultimate purpose of all the scriptures and all the Vedas is to convey the message to us, Hare Naam Eva Kevalam. Chant the holy names of Krishna. That is the ultimate goal of life. In this verse, in this purport, Prabhupada is telling. Prabhupada is also giving the example of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he himself, who is our Acharya, I mean to say the main person, father of the this Sankirtan movement, he didn't focus on that, reading Vedanta. He himself was like a madman dancing and chanting the holy names of Krishna whole day, whole night in Shivasandam. Then one day Prakashana Saraswati asked him, then what? He replied, oh, I am chanting and dancing because my spiritual master told that you are not so qualified. You will not understand Vedanta. You are a great fool. You just chant the Hare Krishna. Is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fool? No, we all are fools. That's why for us, on us behalf, our behalf, he's telling us that how much what we can understand all the scriptures. Just understand the essence of scriptures, read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and then just chant Hare Krishna. Chanting Hare Krishna is the ultimatum. Many people are there who read the scriptures and all this, but they don't chant. They don't know they have to chant. So what do they use? No use. That's what Srila Prabhupada is focusing in this purport of 46. We will go to the next word, 47. Karmani evadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karmaphala heturte santosva karmani. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities and never be attached to not doing your duty. So many things he's telling. Basically, again, he's telling don't be attached. Neither be attached of doing, neither be attached of not doing. Means don't be attached to the results of the action which we do. That's what. At the same time, last what he's telling, don't be attached of not doing. Like in this case, Arjuna was attached of not doing. He was telling he will not fight. He was attached. That also Prabhupada is condemning. That is also attachment. So basically, here in this purport, in brief, I am telling you what Srila Prabhupada wants to say. He is talking of three types of dharma. See, he is talking of three types of dharma: the karma, vikarma, and the akarma. Karma generally means our day-to-day activities and whatever according to our inclinations, what we do in our life. Karma, or we can say the good work, whatever we do. Karma. Vikarma means the activities which we are doing, but we don't have sanction of anyone. We just do maybe some negative activities, some bad activities, or which we are not supposed to do. They generally come in the category of vikarma. Akarma means inaction. Inaction. So these three things are basically told in this verse. And Prabhupada is also telling we should not be attached of even not doing any activity. So what we should be attached of? Last line. Therefore, fighting as a matter of duty was the only auspicious path of salvation for Arjuna. Prabhupada is telling the only thing we should do is what Krishna is telling. Here Krishna told to Arjuna, you fight. That's what we do. Automatically there will be no karma. We will be free of karma because Krishna is telling. And for his pleasure we are doing. Like in the next verse, it will come. Next verse will come that for his pleasure we should do. Like that. So, in this next verse, we are coming to verse number 48. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tvatta dhananjaya vidya siddho samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Perform your duty equipoised, O Arjuna, abandoned all attachment to success or failure. Such equanimity is called yoga. Just 1 minute. 1 minute. Just sorry. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Are able to see the screen?
Yes, Blue.
Yes, yes.
Yes, bro. We can.
I have come. So, what he is telling, Prabhupada is telling in this 48th verse, perform your duty equipoised. So, Arjuna, abandoning all attachment to success or failure, such equanimity is called yoga. This means, here Prabhupada is talking of real yoga. Yoga means to concentrate the mind upon the supreme by controlling the ever disturbing senses. We are seeing in the first line, second line. What is yoga? Yoga means to concentrate the mind upon the supreme by controlling the ever disturbing senses. Then next he's telling, because he himself is telling Arjuna to fight, Arjuna has nothing to do with the results of the fight. So this means there is no attachment, there is no detachment. Simply whatever Krishna is telling we do, that is actually real yoga. No gain, no victory, means no loss or gain, whatever Krishna is telling, so we are doing. So just in the servant of the mood of the servant, in this purport, Prabhupada is focusing that how we should become the servant of Krishna. So here to Arjuna got direct opportunity to get service from Krishna. So directly Krishna is telling. So that is the right way to act in Krishna consciousness. Whatever Krishna is telling, we do. So in the last paragraph, Prabhupada is telling how it in Vishnu Puran also given that how everywhere it is given na to please, why we do everything for pleasure of Krishna. The whole aim is to satisfy Krishna or Vishnu. Goal is to satisfy Krishna. That's what Prabhupada is. Last, I'm trying to complete in 15 minutes. I think just it's completed. 15 minutes completed. Last 2 minutes I'll take. So last verse 49. Durena hi avaram karma buddhi yoga dhananjaya buddhau sharanam vichya kripana phalathetava. O Dhananjay, keep all abominable activities far distant by devotional service, and in that consciousness surrender unto the Lord. Those who want to enjoy the fruits of their work are misers. Yes. So what Krishna is telling? Reject. We have to reject all the abominable activities. That's what we have to do. We have to keep all the abominable activities far distant of devotional service. Then we can advance in Krishna consciousness. One who has actually come to understand one's constitutional position as the eternal servitor of Lord gives up all engagements save working in Krishna consciousness. As already explained, Buddhi Yoga means transcendental loving service to the Lord. Here sometimes Prabhupada is using the word Buddhi Yoga. Generally what I understand many times Buddhi Yoga, many places it is meaning like basically Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga, both sometimes different places, different meaning is there. Buddhi Yoga means basically working ultimately to please Krishna in both the cases. That's what I understand. Prabhuji will explain more nicely. So in brief, in all the 10 verses, Prabhupada, Krishna is telling to Arjuna what? Do without attachment. I am telling you to. Nishkama Karma Yoga. That's what I have understood. Thank you very much.
Done?
I'm done.
Thank you for covering maybe.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm audible. Audible.
Audible, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. Yes.
Hare.
So this presentation which by Madhusundar Prabhu, which are very crucial verses, and the way he has explained that 10 points, I feel the devotee should reconsider it and try to understand it more deeply. Here, Krishna is explaining to Arjuna the terminologies, and he is addressing a specific aspect there and trying to tell Arjuna how to walk. So, to better appreciate these verses, we should know those terminology very clearly. So I would like to speak on this aspect. There are three sections, as Madhusundar also mentioned. There are three sections yoga, or you can say four sections of yoga. Is Karmakanda. Karmakanda means to do Vedic, you take reference of the Vedas and try to attain some material enjoyment, some higher material enjoyment. And there are many various yoga means thinking with someone, thinking with someone high power. In Karma Kanda, your interest is about your own self gratification. Hope I'm audible to all of you. There is some internet issues here. So, Karma Kanda means where your focus agenda is your sense gratification. My sense gratification is taken care. That means I am perfectly okay. That's how for soul sense gratification, person is ready to take reference of all the scriptures, do all types of pujas, all types of sacrifices. But the interest is खुद की sense gratification, खुद के enjoyment. And now this higher level than the karma kanda is karma yoga. So in the karma yoga, the principle which comes is yoga. Yoga means linking with the some God. Okay, I am doing my duty, but I am offering. I like the fruits. See, I like the duty, whatever I am doing, and I also want to have the fruits. But I don't want to enjoy the fruits alone. I'll also share some part of the fruits to somebody superior to me, some God. I think by whose arrangement did I got this opportunity to do someone? Karma yoga. The moment one starts connecting his work or the results of his work with God, but however, he has not lost interest in the results. He has his own liking for results. You understand? वो काम भी कर रहे फल का याचना भी रखते हैं. परंतु this what happens over a period, the person develops because of buddhi, because of intelligence, which he gains in performing work like that. What happens is he realizes that I am doing it and offering this to God, but God is only involved in this. So why not offer everything to God? So that means he comes to a nishkama. Nishkama means earlier he has a desire for results, but now he is doing because he likes to work. He likes to work, therefore he is doing work. But he is not interested in the results. Results jo bhi aayega, he will just offer it to Krishna. That is Nishkama Karma Yoga. That is the elevated portion of the Karma Yoga only. Then comes the Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga means who is the person for whom I am doing. भगवान है, तो भगवान को कैसे जाने? So in that the Jnana Yoga comes. Jnana, the immediate result, effect of Jnana is Vairagya. Attachment. The moment a person realizes, it is Krishna for whom I am doing, I have nothing on my own, the person gradually loses interest in results. He wants to get detached. But problem is, if the Jnana Yoga is not there, yoga means it's not related to Krishna, then person is ready to give up the action also. Person is ready to give up the action itself. For example, Arjuna according to Jnana, what is that? Everything is ordained by the will of the Lord. And if he doesn't know who is Krishna, then what happens is he will say, forget about fighting only. Let us go out of it. Forget about Kshatriya principle. Naiti, naiti, naiti. Not this, not this, not this. So, Jnana lead to not even working. One has only Jnana, then not work also. Because what is the use of working? For whom I have to work? When it is to Krishna, then I have to work. So there should be yoga. Yoga means connecting it to Krishna. That must. If you connect your jnana to Krishna, then actually that jnana will lead to vairagya. Vairagya means not that you will not work, you will work only for Krishna. That is called vairagya. Work only for Krishna. There are no other inspiration or motivation to work. Only to for Krishna you will work. Jnana yoga. So jnana yoga, it should be like jnana yoga. Then there comes karma kanda, karma yoga, jnana yoga, then comes the dhyana yoga. One person starts performing meditation on that God who is also within the heart of a person. God, you don't have to search God outside. God is within you. Don't misunderstand. You are the God. That is the wrong concept. You are not the God. God is in with you, the Paramatma. So the Dhyana Yogi, he starts meditating on all the 6 chakras, his body, and gradually realizes the presence of the Vishnu. Then comes Bhakti Yoga. Okay? So these are the terminologies which are there. And you see each of these verses are referring to one particular terminology or one particular yoga process. So I would like to share a screen, try to briefly relate the verses earlier what we discussed, the section of the last week's session, where Krishna, after speaking about the soul concept, Krishna is always in the mood. His goal is to ensure Arjuna fights. But now Arjuna is not ready to fight because of his own thought process. And Krishna very mercifully has spoken the knowledge of soul and made him understand that we are not this body, soul. On this science, on this knowledge, foundation of this knowledge, he is speaking on the Nishkama Karma Yoga. What Krishna is from 31 or 33 or 32, 8 or 49, 46. All these verses are related to Nishkama Karma Yoga. Nishkama Karma Yoga, as I mentioned earlier, what it means? Nishkama Karma Yoga means you have likely to do a work, but you are not attached to results. Nishkama. Not having a desire for the results to be obtained for yourself. You get the results, but not for you. You want to do it somewhere else. So here in this entire 33, 46 verses. So you're able to see any screen? You're able to see any screen?
Not yet, Prabhuji. Yes, yes.
अतच्छेत्वम् इमं धर्मं संग्रामं न करिष्यसि तस्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च पापं वाप्स्यसि. So Krishna actually from the verse 33 onward, Krishna is inspiring Arjuna to fight because earlier Arjuna gave one reason that this fighting is not very suitable because it involves finding no happiness. Krishna says actually By fighting, you will always find happiness. If a Kshatriya is fighting in a war field, he will happily go and fight. Because if he wins, he will get the kingdom and he can enjoy the benefit of it. If he loses, because he was a part of Dharma Yuddha, not like jihadi, not like love jihad. If you lose, fight for Dharma and happen to give up your body and endeavor, you lose your body, you die. Then you go to immediately the Swargaloka. And not that in Swargaloka you'll enjoy some maidens, some apsaras, not like that. Where you have a high quality of happiness, where your eating is quite refined, your recreation is very refined. Recreation of this material world is liquor and woman, liquor and sex life. Which satisfies the mind and intelligence also. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, hey, whether you fight, whether you win or lose the fight, you are actually going for enjoyment. So your reason that you will not have enjoyment in this material world, there's no validity because according to scriptures, one Kshatriya has to fight, and if he loses, he will go to heavenly planets, and if he wins, he will remain in this earth like an unraveled person. So this is a very important point here to note. But however, Krishna also tells, if you don't fight, my dear Arjuna, as you're mentioning now, that I will not fight, better go and beg, better let the kingdom be taken by the Kauravas, no problem. Better I live simply for the sake of it. That's what he felt. Better I don't fight. So then Krishna tells in the next few verses. What is the loss of not fighting the war? He explains basically three lessons. Till 37th verse, he speaks about three losses when you don't fight. Arjuna earlier refuted not fighting because of fear of sinful action. But Krishna says no, there's no sin in fighting. Fighting for me, don't fight, you will incur sin. Don't, and you will gain a lot of infamy. People will speak less. Think now when you lose when you give up the war field and go away, Kauravas are getting the kingdom. They'll be very happy and thank you. Arjuna, thank you so much. Enjoy the. They will not say like that. Rather, they will say, see this fellow, Arjuna, such a fearful person, had opportunity to fight, but he ran away from the war. He never gave opportunity to fight with us because he might have fear losing. So this is how they started speaking about. That's what Krishna said. They will start speaking like that about it. Don't detachment. So by not fighting, what you will have? You'll have sin and infamy. You'll have dishonor. You'll be disrespected. His honor will not be given much value. And then third one, you will ridicule. So they will ridicule you. So Arjuna had a fame. And Krishna says that don't lose your fame. Don't become inferior. So in this way, till now Krishna is telling Arjuna the reasons why he has to fight, a very down level of material name, fame, glory. You see this? Very fame. But now Krishna wants to elevate Arjuna's consciousness. Basically, till now, how is referring? Karma Kanda. He is referring as per the Karma Kanda. तो कर्म कांड की है, आप युद्ध करेंगे, आप उसमें हार गए तो स्वर्ग में जाएंगे, जीत हासिल किया तो आपको धन मिलेगा, राज्य मिलेगा, चलाने के लिए कर्म कांड की सैक्रिफाइसेस. Everyone has to do their sacrifice as per the. But now Krishna wants to elevate goddess Karma Yoga. Karma is elevating Karma Yoga. The Karma Yoga especially started speaking of Nishkama Karma. What Arjuna is being taught. The 38th verse. For the sake of fighting without considering loss or gain, victory or defeat, by so doing, so you will never incur. So basically, Krishna is telling Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, I told you about Karma Kanda means okay. Don't know what are the benefits of fighting, what are the losses if you don't fight the war. You will get this enjoyment, Swarga will get, you will be protected. But now I would like to say something even higher. That's Karma Yoga. You will never incur any type of sin. And you will be glorious, being the strength or Saka of. If he does fighting without considering any happiness or distress, please come out of your very low platform of Karma Kanda, thinking about my enjoyment or the family enjoyment or the society enjoyment. Come out of this. It's a very small well which you are in thought process. Try to eliminate business to higher level. Pure devotional level तक पहुंचने के लिए you have to take gradual steps. And one of the takes is Nishkama. Fighting. He's liking the fighting, but he's fighting for the sake of. It's not that he's liking, therefore he's doing that activity alone. Liking it, and he's also doing it for the sake. And it doesn't for the sake of Krishna. That is called as Nishkama Karma. There one's liking or disliking, happiness or distress, loss or gain, doesn't come into any. If he loses, Arjuna, what he will do? I'll still continue fighting till my last breath. If you gain, then what you will do? I will offer all the credit to Krishna and be ready for the next service to Krishna. So that's how the devotee sees. So the 38th verse, Krishna is giving indication about Nishkama Karma Yoga from Karma Kanda aspect, where is inspiring Arjuna to fight. The enjoyment perspective, actually Arjuna should fight. Fighting he will gain a lot of enjoyment. But now he wants to elevate his consciousness. Don't remain at Karma Kandi about my enjoyment and my family enjoyment. Think about something higher. That is doing things for the sake of Krishna. That is called Nishkama Karma. Therefore, this 38th verse is the first indication in Bhagavad Gita where Nishkama Karma is being emphasized. So, and then we see that that continues, the theme continues. The theme of Nishkama Karma. Krishna as a duty. So here you read this particular. Vibanti nadayat swayameva namba swayam nakan kadanti falani vriksha nadanti sasyam kaluvari vaha paropakarya santa vibhrutaya. Would you like to recite? Anyone volunteer?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, please read the verse.
दीपन्ति नदया स्वयमेव नाम्भा स्वयं न खादन्ति फलानि वृक्षा नादन्ति शस्यं खलु परिवहाम् परोपकाराय सतां विभृतयः
भावार्थ पढ़िए, भावार्थ।
भावार्थ, नदियां अपना पानी खुद नहीं पीती, वृक्ष अपने फल खुद नहीं खाते, बादल खुद ने उगाया हुआ अनाज खुद नहीं खाते, सत्पुरुषों का जीवन परोपकार के लिए ही होता है।
Yeah. So here personalities like rivers, trees, and clouds, they live for others. So this principle of living for others, don't think about your own enjoyment, think about others. This is the inspiration which Krishna is trying to imbibe in the mind of Arjuna in this particular verse. See, everything for Krishna as a deity. So this is called saintly devotee. Saintly devotee means he thinks about others. A devotee must be saintly, and saintly means he is considering about welfare of others. ये नहीं कि मेरा कब हो जाएगा जपा, मैं कब अपना जप करूंगा, मैं अपना प्रसाद पाऊंगा, मैं अपना सोच है ना, वो भक्त नहीं होता। मतलब he is not living like also, he is not like a cloud also. You expect to come to a level of Shuddha Bhakti without applying the principle of Nishkama Karma. See, many times if you are self-absorbed enough, problem with self-absorption is you always like to do things which you want or which you like to do. And if you get something which you don't like to do, you may not keep your heart. You may not do that aspect very serious. Self-absorption में और एक problem क्या है? You don't see the whole picture. You will see the picture while reading Prabhupada book also, while hearing a lecture also. You will see what is there in it for me. मेरे लिए क्या है उससे? मैं कैसे उससे बेनिफिट ले सकता? अच्छा, एक कैंप हो रहा है, इससे मेरा क्या बेनिफिट? अच्छा, ये यात्रा हो रहा है, हो रहे हैं, तो देखो प्रसाद जब आएगा मैं चले, तो अदर टाइम क्या है, लाने से सेवा रहे बोलेगा, ये बोलेगा ना, क्या प्रसाद जब हो जाएगा मैं तुरंत जाऊंगा, लाइन में खड़ा हो जाऊंगा, कूपन लेके कूपन मांगने के आ जाऊंगा, खा के मेरा पेट भर जाएगा, आराम से जाओ, नींद आएगा, ताकि नेक्स्ट डे. That is not a devotee. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, come, elevate your consciousness. You think about yourself only, all these reasons you think about yourself only. About others. And your thinking about others is not complete without thinking of Krishna. Your service to others is without serving Krishna. In fact, by serving Krishna only, you actually can serve others. By thinking about Krishna's service, you can actually think about others. So the devotee should use consciousness. Nishkama karma yoga. Now you not even following Karma Yoga we are only doing Karma Kanda. Bhakti also what you think, or you have फास्टिंग करने में रहती करेगा, ये रहेगा 15 दिन में एक बार तो फास्टिंग हो रहा है, तो imagine Ekadashi, did you see Ekadashi an auspicious day where many more could be inspired to take to Harinam and Puji? We will be chanting six number of rounds. Ekadashi Agya, let me chant more rounds. But not get any opportunity to hear once till now. Have you ever thought how to help them out? For others, has to be driven out of mind. Only when it is driven out, brought out permanently, then actually you can think about something when it becomes the same thing. Paropakara can become a paropakara. So therefore, there are types of swadharmas. One is occupational and constitutional. Material is called as occupational duties, and spiritual is called as constitutional duties. The constitutional duties are for God. So if one is only interested in occupational duties, varnashrama profession, that is alone not sufficient. Constitutional duties. So now Krishna is, therefore he tells in that 39th verse. Now, as far as I described this knowledge to you, the analytical study, Sankhya Yoga. Till now, what he did? He gave Sankhya Yoga. He spoke about soul very clearly, and he spoke about what is the benefit of fighting, and what is the benefit, what is the losses of not fighting. But now he wants to elevate his consciousness. He wants to tell Arjuna about working without fruitive results. We call as Buddhi Yoga or Nishkama Karma Yoga. Buddhi Yoga, Nishkama Karma Yoga, like I said, Karma Kanda is the first level, and then Karma Yoga. The Karma Yoga concludes in Nishkama Karma Yoga. Then comes the Jnana Yoga. Buddhi Yoga, Jnana. So Jnana Yoga, Buddhi Yoga, acting in or Nishkama Karma Yoga is also similar. It's the same similar terminology. So Krishna is telling him in 39th verse, 38th onwards, that Nishkama Karma. So I will show the slide. Yeah, this is important slide. Sankhya Yoga, till now what Krishna is telling, 39. Sankhya Yoga, Buddhi Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. So in the Sankhya Yoga, Sankhya means where only intelligence is used. Understand, analytical. If somebody's mic is on, please mute it. Thank you. No, Vada Sundar nahi hai na. Sankhya Yoga means they interested in the work only. See, Sankhya Yoga means analytical study. Deep analysis, you see that type of everything. There is a reason for everything, and therefore you may not be inspired to work. It's an expression that translates to neither this nor that. So, but the Buddhi Yoga is what? Nishkama Karma Yoga. Again, Sankhya Yoga. And the next comes to the Buddhi. The Nishkama Karma Yoga, you're the work, but you are not attached to the results. So you offer the results. You renounce the results. You don't want the results. You renounce it. But in the Bhakti Yoga, what happens is you don't renounce the results. You do all the work, and that work you do because not just because you like it, Sometimes you may not like it, but you work for Krishna, out of love for Krishna. Bhakti yoga. And second thing, results. Not that you are renouncing the results or you are attached to the results. No. You are offering all the results. That's how the Sankhya Yoga, Bhakti, Buddhi Yoga, or Nishkama Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga differentiate. Sankhya Yoga, you don't even want to work on. Like the Brahman, the Brahmavadis or Mayavadis. Analytical study of metal bodies, but they call it Jnana Yogi or Sannyasa. Analysis of temporal analysis of the metal world, and they see the relation between the mud chain. They see the analytical studies show that it's only just a combination of situation, time, place, circumstances that are changed, then the action. So like that, they do a lot of analysis of the temporary world. And therefore, by doing the analysis, you become detached. For example, you are married and you have a very beautiful wife or handsome husband. Just do the analysis of their body. Their body means how what beauty what we see generally directed is skin deep. You just peel off the skin and make the person with all the flesh, muscles, red, it was coming out of it somewhere. Like that, the body is there. Will you have the same affection? Will you have the same type of attachment? So this is called analytical study. Analytical study of things gradually make one detached from the mental activity. It doesn't want to do an activity. Actually, the purpose of this is to find Krishna, but this is very tiresome, very laborious, and one bit distracted. More interested in renouncing the things, like Madhusundar is telling, that boy is telling, who is the great renouncing tyagi? The ordinary man or a karma tyagi, karma sannyasa, who has renounced even God also. Krishna renounces. So that is most unfortunate. It's not a great, most unfortunate. This is called Sankhya Yoga. And then you say Nishkama Karma Yoga. Nishkama, perfect knowledge. They have that knowledge. What is the knowledge they have? They have Jnana very clearly. I am not the material body, but I am soul. Part and parcel of Supreme Lord. They have this clarity. And because of Prabhupada's mercy, we got this understanding only. That we have the same understanding or not, that's up to next, but we are given that understanding. And I want to render service to you. I will work in a detached spirit. So this is very, very crucial. Nishkama Karma. Just to little elaborate on this aspect, you see. Who are you? A Nishkama Karma Yogi doesn't consider himself as a particular one, consider himself as a servant of God. And what work he does? Work allotted by God. Yes, how the work is allotted by God? Based on your Varna and Ashram. You are in a Varna and Ashram. Whatever work is assigned for you, that is the work given by God, work allotted by God. He will do that very meticulously. How do you will do? I will do with sincerity, dedication, and trust. And what do with the results? Basically, first thing Nishkama Karma Yogi does, he give up the results. He is not attached to the results. But here, they are expecting little more. He not only giving up results away, he is giving results to Krishna. That is little even more higher. Nishkama Karma. That's what Prabhupada recommends. This is what Nishkama. And then, what is the goal of a Nishkama Karma Yogi? Live life according to God's will. do all work selflessly as an offering. See, this is not again, don't get confused. Karma as per his nature. This is given by the God. And then he does very selflessly. And then whatever fruits that comes, in fact, even the work also he offers to Krishna. That's how that. But he is not loving Krishna. Loving Krishna is not the main goal. But offering results to Krishna. Sometimes you may not love the person whom you are doing services or offering gifts, or this may be a formality, may be a necessity, therefore one is doing it. So Nishkama Karma Yogi is more like that. We are not as we'll see the concluding verse and then we'll conclude today. This is how this got. You see this chart? This is a very, very important chart. Nishkama Karma Yoga, Buddhi Yoga, it is okay, simple. As I mentioned, Karma Kanda, then Karma Yoga, and Karma Yoga concludes at Nishkama Karma Yoga, which is also called a Buddhi Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Jnana Yoga refers to Jnana Yoga, and Jnana Yoga is Bhakti Yoga. So Nishkama Karma Yoga, Buddhi Yoga, Yoga of the intention. Working without material desires is what very important. He is working, but he is not working with expectation of getting some material without material desires. And then Prabhupada defines this as Krishna consciousness. Then Prabhupada recommends how the process accept Lord Krishna as the Supreme Personality, fixed mind on Lord Krishna to perform Bhakti Yoga, and gradually detach from the fruit activities and attach to serving Krishna, offer the results to Krishna. In this second Lord Krishna. This is what Prabhupada recommended. Prabhupada immediately recommended a person who is a Nishkama Karma to come to Bhakti Yoga. But generally how the process happens is, the Nishkama Karma Yogi is not working for results. He doesn't have the desire for results. He has knowledge. What knowledge he has? We are not this body but spirit soul. And he performs duty in this knowledge without attachment to the results. Abhi Krishna is not coming to picture. He has come to understand that he is not this material body. So he works without attachment to the results. I'm not this body. Whatever results I'm gaining to by endeavoring with his hard body, it has to be taken, but he doesn't take it. He is not attached to the results. It doesn't mean that he is attached to Krishna. What Prabhupada recommends it, but he is not attached to results. Not attached to the feelings. And then gradually over a period of years of life, then he understands that the Supreme Spirit is there. Apart from, I am not this body, I am spirit soul. There is also another super soul. And he tries to understand him and then gradually surrenders. So, in this entire episode, what we are reading tell us how highlighted on this principle of how the terminology is given by Krishna to Arjuna has to be understood before we further proceed on this reading. Therefore, what I request is, in the next week, we will not take a reading section. We'll continue on this section till 39 verse. We'll see more elaborately for this principle of Nishkama Karma Yoga, which Krishna is emphasizing here. Anyone has any question? No? Then otherwise we can conclude. Yeah, anyone has any question?